All right? Now, the previous model has always been we age well till we hit the golden year of 25. Right? And then after 25, it's pretty much downhill. And I think that's pretty much because most research in cognition and memory is done in universities on free undergraduate subjects. And the work that was done with older people was primarily funded by grants that were studying Alzheimer's. Right? So our picture of aging is sort of the best you can do when you age is to avoid being demented. But other than that, there's no real model for it. Okay? And as I was sitting there, I was thinking too, I've been teaching for over 20 years in this master's program at Pepperdine in Los Angeles, where we have a bimodal distribution of students. We get very young students, and then we get students that are closer to my age, somewhere at like late 40s and through the 50s and into the early 60s. Invariably, these students pull me aside at the beginning of the semester and they say, you know, I'm old. And I don't really know if I can learn, especially in competition with all of these whippersnappers here. And just about always what happens is that those are the people that form the study groups, bake the brownies, and end up writing all the review notes for everybody. And they end up being sort of the person who pulls it all together. And it just occurred to me that maybe one of the things that changes as we grow older is how we learn. In other words, yes, we might get worse at doing tests of memory in laboratory situations at universities. But when you think about hundreds of thousands and maybe millions of years of human evolution, that doing cognitive tests in laboratory situations probably hardly ever came up in natural selection. Right? So these ideas were rolling around in my head, so I just wrote a couple of paragraphs, what I would do if I was going to write a book about aging from the perspective of interpersonal neurobiology. And I put this on my laptop in a little icon, and months later, my editor sent me an email, and there were paragraph after paragraph of different issues we were dealing with. And one of the last paragraphs was she says, oh, by the way, we need to publish something on aging. Do you know anybody who wants to do it? So I remembered this thing, and I just emailed it to her, and she emailed me a contract. So it took me about 20 seconds, and I didn't realize until I got home that night that I actually had made a commitment that would probably take a couple of years of my life, where I would probably earn about 25 cents an hour. Okay?